It's officially game week. Nebraska will be playing the UTEP Miners this Saturday at Memorial Stadium, 2:30 Central. So in today's video, I'm going to go over my scouting report for UTEP. What can Nebraska do to win this football game? Who are some players you should watch out for? And everything else in between. So really quick, we have a lot to discuss in today's video. Make sure to hit that like button if you're fired up about Saturday. I know I am. And hey, if you're new to the channel or just a returning viewer, make sure to subscribe. I post daily Nebraska football content, and I'm not slowing down. We have a lot planned this fall. So if you're a diehard Husker fan, join the best Nebraska family here on YouTube and hit that subscribe button. It would help me out greatly. But without further ado, let's get into it, talking about Nebraska's matchup versus the UTEP Miners this Saturday. Man, oh man, does that feel good to say we finally have a football game to talk about? No more speculation, no more recruiting talk. We can finally talk about actually getting on the field. Now, the first thing I want to discuss when it comes to this matchup, this is the first time Nebraska has started off their season with a non-Power 5 opponent since 2019. Ever since then, we've started off with Big Ten teams, Ohio State, Illinois, Northwestern. We had Minnesota last year, and we lost every single one of them. For once, we will have basically a layup game, and we can hopefully start off the year 1-0. We'll get to that, but let's talk about UTEP and what they bring to the table, because honestly, they're a pretty talented team. So they went 3-9 last year, had a very tough season, a lot of close losses, but they have a brand new head coach in Scotty Waldren, really young, energetic head coach. He was at Austin Peay, an FCS school, for the last 4 years. And throughout his head coaching career, he's went 34-20. And really, one thing that just jumps off the bat when it comes to him is that he's a very good offensive mind. Everywhere he's went, he's had very explosive offenses, good quarterback play, good running back play, and he's going to have these guys fired up and ready to go. I really like the future of UTEP's program with Scotty Waldren. I think he's a really good head coach, but it is his first game, and he's going to have a little bit of trouble, just getting used to UTEP's roster and playing against a Power 5 opponent. So let's talk about UTEP's offense right off the bat, going up against this black shirt defense in Memorial Stadium with 90,000 just screaming at them. So last year, they had one of the worst offenses in college football, a little bit under 20 points per game. And now, as of right now, they have not named a quarterback one. There's a battle going on between Cade McConnell and Skylar Lockyer for that position. Now, if I were to guess, it's going to be Cade McConnell. He has a lot more experience. Last year, he was UTEP's starting quarterback and had 1,500 passing yards, 6 touchdowns, and 4 INTs. So he wasn't great for UTEP, but he has experience. Pro-style guy. You don't have to be concerned about him running the football at all. And then Skylar Lockyer, the other guy in the mix, I believe will probably back him up. He is coming in from Austin Peay with Scotty Waldren. Really never started there, doesn't have too much experience, but yet another pro-style quarterback. So that's a quarterback battle. Expected to be Cade McConnell. He's the veteran, but nothing to be concerned about. Those guys do not move the needle. Not worried about their passing attack in the slightest. Talking about their running game a little bit. They lost their 2 best running backs from 2023 to the portal, but they brought in a stud, Javon Jackson from Austin Peay. Once again, going to UTEP with Scotty Waldren. He brought along basically the entire team. Last year at Austin Peay, Javon Jackson had 1,400 yards, 10 touchdowns, and get this, average 5.5 yards a carry. So this guy is a complete stud. He's only 5'8", but he is so shifty and fast. I'm actually concerned about this guy. He might be one of the best running backs in Group of 5 football, and they're absolutely going to want to get him going. So watch out for Javon Jackson. That's a name you're going to want to remember going into Saturday. Talking about the wide receivers, again, very small receivers. None of them are really listed above 6 foot tall. But again, very shifty, very fast. They have a transfer coming in from Eastern Kentucky in Jaden Smith, who had 800 yards last year. Again, kind of a do-it-all type of guy. And then Trey Goodman coming in from Austin Peay at 700 yards last year. Watch out for those guys. But again, they're not big. They're not jump ball machines. Just expect a lot of dink and dunks, a lot of slot action in that passing game. But the big thing for them is they're going to try to get the running game going against Nebraska. Talking about their trenches real quick. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Their O-line is not good. very inexperienced. Again, there's some battles that are going on. Nebraska should dominate, specifically with this defensive line that we think is one of the best in the country. Nebraska should dominate their offensive line, get to the quarterback, get to the running back. I feel great about that matchup. No concern there. The only thing I'd say about their offense, I'm concerned about their running back play. They have a very, very good guy there in Javon Jackson. So that's their offense. And again, Scotty Waldren's an offensive mind. I think they're going to give us a little bit of run for our money, but they just don't have a quarterback that I'm scared of. Talking about their defense. So last year, their defense was a little bit better than their offense. Gave up about 28 points per game. Not great, but better than their offense anyways. Their D-line, honestly, is pretty good. They're led by Maurice Westermoreland, who had 8 sacks last year. Every single star on their D-line is a senior. So very senior-led defense in general, but their D-line is probably their best unit on the team. So watch out for that. Nebraska might have a little bit of trouble establishing the running game, and they also have a pretty good linebacker core. They brought in 2 transfers in Dorian Hopkins and Trey Hudson, who were coming in from Austin Peay and another school. So they have experience. They're all old. They're all seniors. Nebraska might, again, have a little bit of trouble with Emmett Johnson rushing the football, but again, nothing to be concerned about. But honestly, I'm impressed. I was expecting a lot worse from a team of UTEP's level on that D-line at the trenches, but pretty good. Can't say the same about their secondary, however. Let's talk about it. Very inexperienced. That's the thing that really jumps out to you about UTEP on what they're bringing to the table. Now, their corners are pretty inexperienced. They're starting a sophomore and a senior. Again, both really have not played at a very high level throughout their careers. Again, a couple other Austin Peay transfers. That's a big theme. I believe Scotty Waldren brought in double-digit guys from his old school, so kind of similar to some other younger coaches that we've seen. So I don't feel good about their secondary. Dylan Raiola, that's what you'd expect. He should have a field day throwing the football to guys like Jamal Banks, Isaiah Nair, and Jalen Lloyd. So their secondary is a weak point on this team, but their D-line is pretty good for a group of 5 team, and their linebacker core is not awful. So UTEP, honestly, with an energetic head coach, some talent on that defense, some talent in that running back room, I think they'll win about 5 or 6 games this year. Again, I like the energy. I like the playmakers. I like Waldron. I like his future. But with that being said, I think Nebraska will just boat race them, man. I mean, that's just the way it's going to be. Now, I'm not going to give you all of my predictions. I'll save that for later in the week. My official score prediction, my statistics prediction. Just watch out for that video. So we'll wait for that. This is just the scouting report. But I want to mention my keys to the game for Nebraska. How do the Huskers win? Number 1, get Raiola going. This is a good D-line for UTEP. We might struggle rushing the football. I'm not going to say it's going to happen, but we might. Get Raiola going, get the nerves out, get the jitters out, and he should torch the secondary with our wide receiver core. Number 2, get off to a hot start. If you can go on back-to-back drives to open the game with a touchdown, it's going to be impossible for UTEP to come back and win, specifically with this defense. I don't think UTEP will score more than about 2 or 3 touchdowns. That's if everything right happens for them. Again, if you can get off to a hot start, it's over from the get-go, and you can start to get some of the backups in. Third key to the game, shut down the rushing attack for UTEP. I'm not concerned about their passing attack. I'm not concerned about their quarterback play. If you can shut down Javon Jackson, oh my gosh, it's over. It's over. They can't do anything. Got to shut down that rushing attack. And last but not least, make your kicks. This might not be the key to the game for UTEP. It absolutely will be a key to the game versus Colorado. So get Tristan Alvano out there. Get John Hull out there. Make your darn field goals and extra points. Get the leg going. And they need to be ready to go by the Colorado matchup because that's going to be critical to make every single field goal that we attempt. All right, guys, that's my scouting report of the UTEP Miners. Feels so good talking about football, talking about a matchup, and I'm excited for this game. I'm going to be there. So let me know if you're going to be there as well. Excited to meet you guys, meet some people, and watch some good football. So let me know down below. What's the main thing that you're concerned about when it comes to UTEP? Do you think we win, and by how much? Let me know in the comment section. And hey, if you made this far in the video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. And as always, folks, go have a good, go Rhule, and see you in the next one.